Officials there are keeping a close eye on things to keep everyone safe. And you know, we really do need this rain in California, but all this rain does have a dangerous side. And we've been showing it to you all day in the form of flooding and mudslides up and down the West Coast, not just California, but up into Oregon and also into Washington State. And when you get this much rainfall, the topsoil just gets extremely loose and then rolls downhill, becoming that mudslide or the rock slide that we've been following. And of course, that also, you know, the gas is being released because we've had a drought for so long. The vegetation has been burned away by wildfires. The root system is badly damaged. And of course, the gases cool, solidify. You get kind of like waxiness to the soil, the topsoil here on the top. So when that rain does come down, you get those large chunks of topsoil breaking loose, and gravity wins over in this case. It takes everything down with it, down the slope, rocks, trees. It can exceed 35 miles per hour, by the way. And that thick hydrophobic layer can actually persist for years, depending on the intensity of the fire. So especially in the wildfire burn areas of California, that's where we have a huge concern for more mudslides and rock slides. And actually, we've got more systems that are going to be rolling into California in the days to come. We'll have more on that coming up. Nick, over to you.
All right, thanks, Kelly. And next, our special coverage of the chaos in California continues. Take a look at this. Again, the swift water rescue here along the normally dry portion of the LA River. We'll talk more about this, who was rescued, and how coming up.
View from above, brought to you by Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Explore more at tourksc.com.
The holidays go high-tech with Holidays in Space at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Join us for an out-of-this-world take on the sights and sounds of the holiday season now through January 4th. Visit tourksc.com for details.
The bed reacts to your body.
The zip's off so I can wash it. Yes, please. It's really cool to the touch.
There's no better gift than your best night's sleep. Visit your local retailer and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference for yourself.
Where we go is who we are. And fuels from Exxon and Mobil help your engine run smoother, cleaner, and with better fuel economy. We are energy, and energy lives here.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
At CVS Health, we took a deep breath and made the decision to quit selling cigarettes in our CVS pharmacies. Now we invite smokers to quit too with our comprehensive program. We just want to help everyone, everywhere, breathe a little easier. Introducing CVS Health, because health is everything.
When Mr. Clean started writing a book about his magic eraser, he found it cleans everything from stovetops to scuffed shoes and more. And when he ran out of pages, he made a website instead. Share your tips at mycleanbook.com.
Earning unlimited cash back on purchases. That's a win. But imagine earning it twice. Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It lets you earn cash back twice. Once when you buy, and again as you pay. It's cash back, then cash back again. And that's a cash back win-win. The Citi Double Cash Card. The only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Monday on the Weather Channel mornings, the worst storm in 6 years pounding the West Coast, bringing strong wind, rain, and snow. And that storm pushes east, bringing all that precipitation to the plains and eventually the south. We're going to track this storm through the weekend and into your early work week. Wake up with Al and AMHQ right here on the Weather Channel mornings, all starting at 5 a.m.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. tonight. Partly cloudy skies. Low 56. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny skies. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 57. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, the Titans of weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
I've never seen anything like this.
All of a sudden, it just came in heavy.
You're watching special coverage of the West Coast tonight here on Weather Center Live. I'm Kelly Cass. We continue to dive deeper into this monster storm, California chaos, impacting millions of people. In fact, still thousands without power because of this strong system. Nick Walker joins me now. And Nick, we've seen some amazing images this week, especially today.
One of the more dramatic images that have come in is this one right here. This is a swiftwater rescue along the LA River, not far from downtown LA.
Right.
And we're told, and this is really hard to believe, but we're told by the battalion chief who was involved in this rescue that this river normally is just a little trickle, but not today, not at all.
Yeah, you can see just how fast that water was moving out there. Both the man and the wife were treated for hypothermia, but thank goodness they're going to be okay. Our own Dave Malkoff has been in the middle of this chaos on the West Coast all day.
That's right. He's in Camarillo Springs, where the earth just gave way, sending mud and rocks down into a neighborhood, into homes. Dave, tell us how the locals are coping tonight.
Well, they've got this massive deconstruction project happening right now. You see this truck back here and the excavator behind it. What it's doing is scooping up these large boulders. There were thousands of them that came down the hillside into homes. These are single-family homes. These are one story, but look at the mountain. You can see the burn scar right here from last year's fire that came through here, the Springs fire. It tore through the mountain, and then the rains in the past couple weeks and the rain from yesterday lubricated it all, and it came roaring down. And one man, Dan, we talked to him just a little bit ago. His home is one of the 10 that are destroyed. Nobody can live in there. Listen to his story.
This is the master bedroom. That's the living room.
This is your bedroom here?
Yes.
Well, you could even go in there.
Yeah, I could. But as you can see, I've got plastic bags around over my shoes, and I've got to go back to the motel, and I've got to get boots or something in order to get in there.
So 8 years in this house.
Yeah, yes. Never had a bit of problems.
Why did you choose this house? What do you love about this neighborhood?
Oh, my wife is handicapped. She's sitting in our car up the road in a wheelchair. In fact, that's probably her on the phone wondering what's going on. Dear, I'm not going to be able to get in. I'll explain to you when I get back there. Bye, Finn. It's horrible. It's horrible because there's so many more things that I could have taken out that I didn't. And now it doesn't look like I'm going to get much anything out of it.
Yes, she's got her medicine in there, and they've got clothes for 4 days. That's all they've got, and their home is full of these rocks. Now, you saw the rocks in the story. Let me show you one up close. Jim, you're a bigger guy than I am, so you'd probably be able to lift this up a little easier. But could you imagine if you're an older man and your wife is in a wheelchair and you've got these rocks inside the house, and it's these rocks that's stopping you from getting your medicine? It's a really, really tragic situation for the folks who are in those 10 homes that can't get in.
I think you've pretty much broken everybody's heart in the studio here, Dave, with that story, no question about it. And you know what? Let me ask you something. To get a home built again, I mean, that area could slide again, couldn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, and a lot of these homes are insured. Dan is insured. But let's just look at the mountain one more time. Let's see how beautiful it is out here. That's the reason why people live out here. They want to be near the wilderness. They want to be near the mountains. But there's nothing holding this back here. And there's no telling when that next slide can happen. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen next month. It could happen next year. But even geologists will tell you they don't know exactly what starts a mudslide or a rock slide. They would call it a debris flow. That's the technical term. They believe it has something to do with the little bit of, and if I can get down here really quick, the little bit of silt that is in the water around here that pushes through there, that gets under the rocks. It lubricates it. But what is the one thing that starts the rock slide? What is the one thing that starts the cascade? They're trying to work on that at Caltech and trying to figure out what that is so they can better warn people and better know exactly how these things go before you have to get a truck this big coming in and out of your neighborhood, pulling boulders out of people's living rooms.
It's all about friction and slope angle and, you know, what's going on. And certainly the last storm, Dave, played a role in kind of loading the mountain with maybe some water and some heavier debris, right?
Yeah, you got that last storm that came through, and it just lubricates it, and then it sets up, as you said, like a loaded gun. And then right when it gets to that point where it's just oversaturated, one rock goes, then the whole mountain comes down, and you've got a really desperate situation. One good thing, nobody was injured or killed in this. They did have a couple people who had to be pulled out of their homes. They were trapped by some beds or some things in the kitchen, but other than that, the people heeded the warning. They heard the mandatory evacuation when it came out about 2 a.m. and they got out of there. But nobody, most of the people did get out before the rocks started to slide. So that's one good thing. So if they say it's a voluntary evacuation, get out. If it's a hurricane, if it's a rock slide, if it's a wildfire, get out. So Dave, it's not worth staying in your home for all this.
Dave, let me ask you something. I mean, like an earthquake, you really don't know when that's coming. How did they know that hill was about to slide? What gave them the warning?
Well, you see the water coming down, and you see that the burn scar is there, so you know that it's going to happen at some point. And when you get all this rain coming down, I think they got about an inch in an hour. That was what the city manager was telling me. It was a massive, massive amount of water coming down. So if it was going to happen, it was going to happen last night because of the prediction of the storm coming through. They knew that water was coming down. They knew that was already primed, and you can pretty much bet that the rocks are going to come after that. It just takes a little bit more water and just that one push to get it to go down. That's why everybody knew it was coming.
Dave Malkoff, thank you, sir, for that excellent reporting. Let's talk about this and where, you see Dave on the ground there. Let me show you where he actually may be within this subdivision, and it is a beautiful one. Here's Los Angeles, northwest. You go up toward the Santa Barbara Hills here. Let's check this out with a little bit more detail here, kind of go in to this beautiful area, which looks like it's a golf community in some cases, and it's got, some pretty steep hills around it, and that's the problem. I mean, you burn all this vegetation, and now you've just got a ticking time bomb, and that's what's going to happen. That's why I was saying, even when you decide as a homeowner, okay, I'm going to build back now, I want to get my life back in order, if there's no vegetation up and through here, which is the case now, it's going to slide again, potentially. So here, here's the entrance to this beautiful little gated community. Here's the golf course out and through here. It looks like right out in this region may have been where this was. Obviously, this looks like it was taken before the actual burn maybe a few years ago. But, I mean, look at how steep that is. I mean, you couldn't even climb up that. You'd have to kind of rappel yourself up that. So very, very steep. And unfortunately, I don't think all of that mountain came down in this case. There's probably more to come. So a very the positive news on all this, a very significant and excellent event for California, given the fact that we had so much water in through here. The problem is with stories like Dave says, in burn areas, you're going to see massive slides like that. It looks like as we get into next week, there will be another round of rain and then another and another after that. We could wind up with several inches of rain by next Saturday. The pipe is open for business, and California is going to get the benefit of this. We'll be right back.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 56. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny skies, high 74. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies, low 57. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thanks.
FedEx has solutions to enable global commerce that can help your company grow steadily and quickly.
做得很好。
Cut it out. See you tomorrow.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Your choice of these compressor combo kits, just $199.
We got this one. We got Pepper. Did he help pick it out? No, he's a cat. Is this mine? That one's for Alice, but she doesn't know it yet. Why not? Mom says she's still cooking.
Capture your memories with Hallmark keepsake ornaments.
Check out one of the hottest gift ideas this Christmas, Beats Pill XL.
Now available with special financing when you use your Walmart credit card. They're Bluetooth enabled so you can stream a song to one Beats Pill.
And pair it with another Beats Pill for huge stereo sound. Oh, dance off. Uh-oh. What? Oh.
What?
Nothing.
Ooh. Is the room spinning?
No, just you.
And now get special financing when you use your Walmart credit card. More ways to Christmas joy. Walmart.
All right, listen up. Out on that field today, you will be ready for anything. And I want you to always remember, this is the greatest team you will ever be part of.
There's a team that makes a real difference in the world. Join the team that makes a difference.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer, and our big Idaho potato truck is still missing. So my buddy here is going to help me find it. There we go! It's out there somewhere, spreading the word about America's favorite potato, heart-healthy Idaho potatoes, and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women campaign. If you see it, I hope you'll let us know. Always look for the Grown in Idaho seal.
Get fast-acting, long-lasting relief from heartburn with doctor-recommended Gaviscon. It neutralizes stomach acid and is the only product that forms a protective barrier that helps keep stomach acid in the stomach where it belongs. For fast-acting, long-lasting relief, try Gaviscon.
Apples are good. As Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Take a look at this. Just imagine walking out the front door of your home and seeing all this. Officials in Ventura County issued a voluntary evacuation notice for homes in the Camarillo Springs neighborhood. That was in anticipation of mudslides like this one. In fact, some homes are actually buried up to the roof line in massive rocks and thick mud.
We had so much mud in our home that we had to step out on our back deck. And we got the dog and we got out there and we peeked in the window to the living room and we could see our couch and chairs floating around the living room in about 3 feet of mud and water. And so we called 911 and eventually the firemen came and they escorted us out. When we opened our front door, we saw the wall of rocks and they took us up over the rocks.
Oh, heartbreaking. And it doesn't end there. Another piece of stunning video to show you, and another example of the negative effects of all that flooding. A husband and wife are safe tonight following a swift water rescue. It happened in the Los Angeles River, not far from downtown LA. LA fire rescue crews reached the man first and took him to safety, but they had to go back to get his wife. She was rescued while clinging to a tree about an hour later. Now, last hour, we spoke to the Los Angeles Fire Department battalion chief who oversaw the rescues. He says that on a normal day, this is barely a trickle of water on this portion of the river.
Wow.
Just a raging torrent today.
And thankfully that couple is okay. But you know, the kinds of storms we've seen this week are really a reminder to us of all the need to have those emergency supplies, you know, the kit handy and also the flashlight and plenty of batteries.
But the Duracell company is going a step further to make sure storm survivors have the power they need. Meteorologist Chris Warren explains from San Francisco.
We're here with Shane Grady with Duracell to talk about a unique partnership with the Weather Channel and Duracell. Tell us about this truck and what this partnership is meant to do.
Definitely. Well, the Duracell Power Forward program is a power relief program designed to help communities after a natural disaster who are dealing with a power outage. And recently, the Duracell has expanded the program from 2 total vehicles to 5 custom-made trucks now who are placed across the United States at various hubs.
And this is one of those trucks?
It actually is, and this one lives in San Francisco. Yeah.
Okay, and let's go ahead right now, and we're going to talk to Mike Wynn. Thank you, Shane, by the way. Talk to Mike Wynn about what this truck can do. Because, I mean, you look at it, it's cool. You can tell it's Duracell with the colors, and there's a lot going on here. So what is the service that you provide with this truck?
Absolutely. This is the heavy hauler located right in San Francisco. We distribute free batteries. Also, right here, we help people recharge and reconnect with families. They can plug in small devices, tablets, recharge, you close it right up. Charge your phone, reconnect with your family.
All right, Mike Wynn, thank you very much. And Shane Grady, we certainly appreciate your time with Duracell, partnership with the Weather Channel. We're here with you before, during, and after the storm. Back to you.
Boy, a lot of folks needed that service here the last couple of days, didn't they? Always have that flashlight ready. And now, as the storm moves into the Rockies, we're going to see some snowfall. And we're going to find that here around portions of the northern Rockies on southward into the central Rockies. Denver, look at the temperature, 59 degrees. That is going to change once this colder air moves in. Down to 35 for a high temperature on Sunday. But look what else we've got. All of this severe weather possibility from south central Kansas down through Oklahoma into Texas, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Wichita, all need to be on your guard for damaging winds and hail. We might even see some tornadoes with this. I think we're going to be okay for most of the NFL games here come this weekend. The Giants, the Patriots, the Titans, all in good shape here as we head through your Sunday. But watch the rain make its way across the Mississippi River and into portions of the Midwest. Some colder air back behind that, too, knocking your temperatures down, Minneapolis, down to what would be familiar for this time of year, 35 degrees for a high temperature. But watch what else we've got. Another storm system moving into the west coast. Hopefully this one won't be nearly as powerful. We are expecting to see more rainfall, more mountain snow, maybe a little wind with it as well, and that will move into Southern California as we head into Tuesday. The snowfall in the Sierra Nevada, a wonderful, wonderful thing. If we can get more of that up there, boy, do we ever need it. Then we've got the rain from the storm that is affecting California now, moving into the northeast by Tuesday. Maybe even a little bit of freezing rain there in the southern portion of New York State. Certainly some wintry weather, rain mixed with snow coming into Chicago as your temperatures cool down. Certainly cooling down by Wednesday, more rain coming into Texas, more snow coming into the Rockies and back toward the Sierra Nevada into the latter part of the week. Kelly?
Very active pattern, Nick, and the chaos in California has centered mostly around the several inches of rain we've seen and all the flooding as well. But the higher elevations, it's all about the snow. We're going to talk about how much has fallen and what's coming up next in your winter weather update.
This storm coverage is brought to you by Duracell. Visit Duracell.com to learn how Duracell Power Forward provides relief to those in need.
I've seen hurricanes, floods, I've seen tornadoes. We give out Duracell batteries after the worst happens. And when the power's out for days, we stay with them. You might say they lost everything, but that's not what I see. I see a different kind of power. I saw it in Ruth, Adam, Tom. It's the power they have inside of them. The power to move forward.
At Duracell, we believe that's the power that never, ever goes out.
We're taking outdoor living to the extreme. The Ultimate Sportsman's Lodge. Take these amazing mountain views, add in some wild neighbors, and you have every outdoorsman's dream.
Look at this view.
It's high-tech, handcrafted, and full of surprises and celebrity outdoor enthusiasts. Tom Brokaw, Huey Lewis, and Jim Belushi. Come inside the Ultimate Sportsman's Lodge. New series, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on Great American Country.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 56. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny skies. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 57. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you're driving and you can't see clearly for 1 second at 60 miles per hour, you can't see clearly for 88 feet. And a lot can happen in 88 feet. That's why Bosch created the new Icon with ClearMax 365. It's a rubber technology for longer lasting performance, not found on any other wiper blade. Because like you, Bosch cares about what's ahead.
Bosch Icon Wiper Blades with ClearMax 365.
Dad, I know I haven't said this often enough, but thank you.
Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are uniquely thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. If you're a current or former military member or their family.
When you run a business, you can't settle for slow. That's why I always choose the fastest intern, the fastest printer, the fastest lunch, Turkey Club, the fastest pencil sharpener, the fastest elevator, the fastest speed dial, the fastest office plant. So why wouldn't I choose the fastest Wi-Fi? I would.
Switch to Comcast Business and get the fastest Wi-Fi with the most coverage. Comcast Business, built for business.
Sorry, but our Xfinity internet is faster and more reliable. Uverse doesn't deliver the speeds they promise.
Thanks for your time.
Okay.
Well, hi there. Have you folks heard about Uverse? It's just you again, but you're wearing a mustache. You got me. Honey, I think we should switch to Uverse. Too far. What are you talking about? Wait.
Don't get U'd by Uverse. Get the fastest, most reliable internet only with Xfinity from Comcast.
81 AdLens or visit adlens.com. For $29.99, you can see for yourself, and they make a great gift.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
All right, I'm in the lab now with our storm tracker, Jim Cantori. Time now for your winter weather update. And we've been talking about the monster storm in California and the rain. But let's talk about the wintry side of things and the snow that we saw out of this.
Yeah, and here's Squaw Valley. You see, you get these little instantaneous pictures. Still got a couple of folks on the slopes. I just saw it. There's a lone rider right there getting ready to go up. But you get the whole mountain yourselves.
Pretty foggy out there.
About 18 to 24 inches in through here. Yeah, very foggy. But you know what? When you get the whole mountain yourself and you got freshies every run,
it's worth it.
I'll take the fog, you know what I'm saying? These little dots, by the way, in case you're wondering, these are other areas that you would normally see if the fog wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
So other peaks, other chairs and whatnot. So cool stuff. We appreciate the folks at Squaw to show us that. Now, Kel, what this all means is, okay, how much snow do we get over the past several days, and where are we with our snow water equivalent this season
I like
so
to
far?
think that we're making progress, but I think we've got a ways to go.
We have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Look at this. So here it is, percentage of average. In other words, if we were where we need to be, everything would be 100%, right? We'd be right up to par. But look at this. The Southern Sierra, only 41%.
Wow.
Around Lake Tahoe, only 31% of the normal snowpack. And 23 in the Northern
And you
Sierra.
know, that's where we were all season last year. We never really did get even above 50%.
We did not.
So hopefully we'll get better than last year.
And the problem is, too, is, you know, you get warm-ups in between the storms. Some of this melts away. You don't get to keep it all winter long. We are going to have a chance to build up on this, though. That's the key as we go through this week. We will have a very stormy week next week. Some of the new precipitation forecast data, they're still printing out another 3-4 inches for San Francisco, another 6 inches for the Sierra Liquid. I mean, this could be great. Today, we're underneath the upper low. So this is all beneficial added showers in through here that we would probably not get if the whole storm just swung on through.
So it's a nice soaking rain.
It is.
I mean, unfortunately, it is
some of these
leading,
areas had over an inch of rain. They set rainfall records today in Fresno and in places like that. So, you know, this has just been great news, and this is just a bonus. This is just a bonus rain. The big moisture axis of the storm is way out in here now, getting ready to move east. But here's the upper low, the cold pool aloft, and that's what's moving over and giving us all these showers. And you know, we had some sun today, we had some thunder, possibly even a tornado this morning. The Weather Service
south of LA
in Los Angeles is investigating.
It was confirmed.
EF0 confirmed. And so we had an EF0 confirmed
there was
in
a little
South
bit of
Los
damage.
Angeles.
Yeah.
With a little bit of roof damage. I saw that. And it was Forbes was looking over the radar. There was one little speckle that may give us a hint, but this thing was at 10,000 feet or below. That's how low top that thing was. The Weather Service, by the way, did have a significant weather warning out for that. Not a tornado warning, which I wouldn't have done either. Looking at the radar, I would have had a significant weather warning.
It's still pretty rare.
They did the right thing.
But we have seen some lightning with some of these storms too, which really goes to show you the instability in the atmosphere.
Today we get some sunshine. It's going to add to our low-level instability. We get cold air aloft. Boom, everybody's happy. All right, so what happens as we go into Sunday? The bottom part of this trough swings out over the plains. You never want to see these swing negative tilt like that, especially in the heat of May, because now you got a big tornado outbreak on your hands. But we're going to have the same, you know, if we can get enough instability here, we will have some tornadoes, because the storms have the potential to rotate should they be able to get tall enough. And Kansas, all the way down to the south central plains, watch out. Forbes is going to be watching that too on Sunday for you. We've been dry in terms of the snow over Colorado of late. Could be as much as 10 to 12 inches in some of the higher peaks. That'll be a late Friday night into a Saturday event, and then all pulls out in the plains. Starting as rain,
yeah, changing over to snow though.
That's what that means. That pink. That's not ice, freezing rain.
That's a transition zone.
That is a transition zone where we will go rain on over towards snow. So through Sunday, here's the GFC forecast: 5 to 8 inches around Steamboat, Aspen, Telluride. Everybody looking pretty good in through here. And then we focused on the next storm, and this is really cool. If you kind of draw this pattern in here, we've got trough, ridge, trough, ridge, and these are the waves, or a couple of the waves that are kind of moving around the northern hemisphere, Kelly, and that's going to be good news, because we're going to see several of these this week in California. So here's what it looks like when we look at a level of the atmosphere, like 18,000 feet, like 500 millibars. Here's this big short wave just driving toward California. It has a moisture tap already. It's going to move a lot faster, so I don't think we're going to see the dump that we saw with this previous storm, but we will have significant rain.
I mean, aside from the mudslides and flooding, we'll take every system that comes on through.
Yeah, and you hate the stories like Malkoff's given us, but you know, where the pipeline is loaded in through here, we're going to have a chance of rain almost all week. Friday, Saturday night, into Sunday as well, Monday, Tuesday. keep building up that snowpack, even though snow levels are going to be pretty high, but they'll lower. They'll go high to low once the upper system moves over. Here we go again on Wednesday. Still a chance for some showers while the system moves inland and cuts across into Texas. And there'll be another system again on Friday night and Saturday.
All right, they are locked and loaded across the Pacific Ocean.
The pattern is full,
which is great because, you know, we get a quarter of our fruits and veggies from the San Joaquin Valley. So we really need this for the farmers and ranchers there. All right, Jim, thanks so much. It's great to see a lot of activity here in the West, albeit, you know, we're also tracking the severe side of things, the flooding, the mudslides as well. We do have one more thing to tell you about. Still a pretty active radar picture right now. This is just the forecast going out for the next few days. But coming up, Nick Walker's got one more look at the radar.
All right, stick around for that. That's coming right up as the monster storm rolls on.
Currently in our area, 59 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 56. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny skies. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies. Low 57. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Our monster storm is beginning to dissipate a bit, but it still has some life left in it, and certainly a lot of painful memories and a lot of cleaning up, with mudslides and flooding still an ongoing problem in many areas. But we are seeing a little bit less rainfall now around the San Francisco area. As a matter of fact, we're getting a pretty good break from it here today, although we've had a bit of rainfall, not nearly the record amounts that we saw yesterday, almost 3.5 inches. LA getting a break too, and that's good news, particularly from some of those burn scar areas that have experienced the flooding and the mudslides. Lots of rain has moved through the Las Vegas area today, particularly east and south, and now that is moving into the northwestern corner of Arizona. We're also keeping a close eye on the northeast. This is what's left of our named winter storm, Damon. Still some snow left for Albany up toward Burlington. It looks like we're probably going to see some more up into the higher elevations as well. So we'll keep you posted here. Secrets of the Earth coming up next.
We have uncovered a remarkable planet, a world of extreme weather, alien landscapes, and bizarre phenomena. It's the most complex system we know of in the universe. That planet is Earth, and we are only beginning to unlock its secrets. The Blue Planet is a haven for life, but also a danger zone for the unwary. Constant interplay of land and water creates secret hazards ready to kill. Quicksand, trapping its victims without warning. Whirlpools, dragging victims into their death grip.
Like hung over the back of the boat,
face down into the middle of the whirlpool.
And rip currents, silent killers, lurking in plain sight.
I finally had this realization that I'm not going to make it. This is how I'm going to die.
How does the peaceful planet challenge the living? Why does it threaten life with its lethal death traps? A mystery envelops planet Earth. On its surface, dry land and water face each other on the front lines of an epic clash. But the front lines in any battle are the most treacherous. special dangers hide, appearing only when the planet's liquid and solid natures collide. Humans fear these bizarre death traps, but science enables us to unlock their secrets.
I think that my knowledge of quicksand comes from Indiana Jones, and not much else outside of that. I never really thought about it.
Movies have always shown quicksand victims sinking until they slowly disappear. Reality is as frightening as fiction. Wherever sands, clays, and waters mix, quicksand may form to grab and hold its victims tight.
I was stuck. I wasn't moving anywhere.
Robbie Taysar teaches wilderness skills. In 2011, hiking along the Dirty Devil River in Utah, he was so firmly trapped in quicksand, his life was in danger.
I was stuck from 12:45 in the afternoon until about 2:30 in the morning, so about 13 hours.
What's the secret behind quicksand's holding power? Quicksand can capture humans or animals anywhere it occurs.
All right, let's pull her out, nice and slow.
It is a stealthy and unpredictable phenomenon, appearing near lakes, seashores, and rivers. But thousands of people walk along shorelines and riverbanks every day without trouble. So what's the reason that only some wet sand becomes quicksand? There are two ingredients. First, the sand must be saturated, half sand, half water. Second is something to set the mixture into motion.
Well, I'm very familiar with the phenomenon called quicksand, having been stuck in it myself in Alaska. What was happening was that water was moving out underneath the glacier as groundwater, and it was moving up through the sand, and it was keeping the sand suspended. And I stepped on this very flat sand surface, and I immediately began to sink.
Groundwater, actively flowing, is one source of the critical motion that turns sand and water into quicksand. The water, moving through individual grains of sand, suspends them, almost as if floating. Solid behaves like liquid. When someone steps on top, he sinks in.
It's a very scary experience, actually.
The other way motion turns wet sand into quicksand is from vibrations. For instance, vibrations that struggling victims make.
As I am struggling, I'm starting to push the sand grains apart. I'm actually moving the water, and the water is separating those sand grains. So instead of being nice and locked together, those sand grains are loose and moving with the water. So it's basically like I'm standing in a fluid, and I'm sinking deeper.
At University of Wisconsin-Stout in Menominee, Wisconsin, a place called the Dirt Lab is devoted to solving the puzzles of quicksand.
Let's look at regular sand. If I take this weight and set it on top, regular sand will support the weight. Now, if we look at quicksand and I place this weight on top of it, we would expect it to sink. But if I just set the weight on top, it stays up. But here's the secret. If I just start to shake things around a little bit, then the weight will start to sink into the quicksand.
If quicksand remained fluid, escape might be easier, but this material is bizarre. As vibrations continue, liquid turns back into solid.
A person trapped in quicksand is going to mix the sand and water around. And as that happens, those sand grains then are going to settle and compact around their body lower down.
This is the secret to quicksand's holding power. It shows up when a quicksand mixture in the lab is shaken to simulate vibrations from a struggling victim. The liquid migrates to the top, and the solid sand compacts below.
Those sand grains then start locking together. The person might as well be trapped in cement at that point because the sand grains are so well locked in.
This was the hidden force that snared hiker Robbie Taysar and held onto him for 13 hours.
I don't think I've tried so hard to do anything before. It was basically, you know, like concrete.
Unless you've actually had part of your body stuck in quicksand, you never really understand how tight of a grip it has on you. Check this out.
But just how strong is quicksand's grip? You would think it wouldn't take much force to remove something as lightweight as a PVC pipe.
I filled it with water so that it's about the same density as a human's leg. I'm going to put it in quicksand here, and I'm going to find out how much force it takes to pull it out. Right now, there is almost 158 pounds of force on this rope, and the quicksand is holding the legs so tightly, the entire bucket is lifted off the floor.
The force